Gary on that stuff, y'all. He on that stuff. They showed it on the trailer for next week's episode. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chastity for Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 7, Episode 4. Okay, so first of all, why is everybody acting like we didn't know that it was a possibility that Zach wasn't a father? They over here acting all shocked. Pam got a mouth all open when Zach walked in, talking about he wanted a DNA test. Look, Danny don't hype his head up so much. He don't went in there showing out, talking about something. You should have burned the other place down. And what I got from that, I'm like, why y'all acting like this news? Like, did the new writers not know that we already been through this how many times? Because I'm like, why would you say that? Like, we all know. Like, Danny was like, oh, I told him to get a DNA test, go to Karen. We already knew this. I guess they's talking about, last season, she's supposed to be did a DNA test and emailed the results. But okay, the episode started off with Mr. Leland being rolled up out of there. So that was him. That was him on that stretcher or whatever. I was thinking it was going to be something else because Gary got that weapon. But Gary's supposed to have that weapon on next week's episode, and he's supposed to be sniffing that stuff. He on that stuff. But I wrote down, I said, well, Mr. Leland up out of there. He was just about to get ready. They said that he was in charge. He was leading the pack to try to get Gary and, Andy or whatever. So I guess that's one less problem. But this still ain't gonna go away, is it? Because I thought they said the FBI supposed to be investigating Gary and Andy and everybody else. But yeah, Fatima and Andy was talking about Andy becoming a manager partner. I wonder how Fatima know that Hayden wanted the position as well. But yeah, look, Hayden tells Gary that he had a change of heart because of the managing partner passing away. He said he'll help Gary stay out of prison if he helps him become the partner and destroy Andy Barnes or whatever. And I said, really? What did y'all think of this episode? They waited to get to the good stuff at the end. I was hoping that Penelope said what the passport said. What's his name? What's the name being used? But this is my problem with Zach. So he goes to the airport, and then his whole conversation with Fatima, because he lied. He said she was the reason why. He said she was the reason why he had a change of heart and he gonna request a DNA test. But really it's because of Danny. And I'm still tripping because we knew this. What are y'all talking about? We been knew it was a possibility. But I guess because Danny made it seem like it was multiple men. And I'm guessing that's the direction they going in. It also looks like the girl's going to be pulling away for Karen this season. Did y'all see that? See what Danny told Tony? She said she getting sick of her. She judgmental and all that. I said the writers been paying attention to what we've been talking about, y'all. Because y'all know we've been saying how she was towards Zach and everything. And now they incorporating it into the storyline. But yeah, Zach gonna go to the airport to talk to Danny, talking about something he wanted advice about Karen. He needs to know if he should ask Karen for a DNA test. And I said, why you gotta go to Danny to ask if you should get a DNA, if you should ask Karen for a DNA test? First of all, that's your responsibility to find out if that's gonna be your child. Then your partner, your fiance, already told you. You had to go to your friend because they are friends or whatever. You had to go to your friend to find out, to verify. Then you lied to Fatima and said she was the reason why. Like, she ain't gonna find out if she needs to or wants to. But the way he walked up in there, we gonna get to it though. He walked up in there talking to us. I said, and Danny called it. She told Tony she hope he don't go in there showing out. He went in there showing out. He definitely went in there showing out. It's crazy. But the way Danny was talking, it made it seem like Karen had multiple men. Now, I'm guessing that's the storyline they're gonna go with, which is crazy because they didn't show it. They didn't show it, and I don't like when shows do that, where they don't show it. Now, we knew about Aaron, we knew about Zach. But we ain't know about nobody else aside from, Rico and them or whatever. But yeah, I said, how you got to go to Danny to ask? It's good to give friends advice sometimes, but if your fiance done already told you, you should want to know for yourself. You got to verify. You got to go to other people to verify. That don't make sense. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? Comment down below. But yeah, they go back to the salon. They show Pam. Look like Trey, the new guy, the delivery guy. I knew that was him sitting over there. I knew that he looked like him. So it looked like he going to be defending Karen. So I'm guessing Zach going to get his behind up and show out again. But yeah, Pam had the delivery dude, Trey, deliver those products back. And she said she paid by herself. She didn't use the card because, Karen had cut her exit. So she trying to create a product. And I had wrote down, do y'all think that they'll go in business together? Is that what's going to be the thing that helps save Karen? Because, she got debt right now. She's struggling right now. She need all the money she could get. She needs all the help. So I was like, maybe this going to be the storyline that puts Karen and Pam as business partners, have them be closer, because apparently the girls are pulling away for Karen. They finally calling her out for being judgmental. I said, she seemed like she don't settle down a little bit. I mean, she just judged Trey. She was shocked to learn he was in school or graduated school or whatever. But I was like, I don't know. They should did that some seasons ago. But yeah, do y'all think that Pam and Karen gonna end up going in business together? Paige and Sabrina, all that went on there is they both trying to get the same position or whatever. The region manager came in saying they looking for a manager. So Sabrina was what? She was the manager at first, right? Wasn't she the manager and then they demoted her to assistant manager or something like that? But yeah, they both are the same position. And she told them good luck and we'll see who wins. Meanwhile, Jordan goes to see Andy, and he over here, she started telling him, she don't want to be basically showing what they call it, PDA or whatever, because they already investigating her because of Gary. He's still kissing her and stuff, and she started looking around and everything, and then he eventually says he want to take her to lunch or whatever. They end up going to Rich's spot. Gary foolish behind thinks that Andy put the feds on him. And now I'm over here wondering too. I'm wondering who put the feds on him. Was it because of the donation he made? Did Jordan do it? Like do y'all think somebody specifically put the feds on him? Because why now? Unless they just was looking into it or whatever. But I was thinking about the conversation Andy and Penelope was having. Why did Andy feel the need to lie to Jordan saying, did she say it was about work or something like that? Why didn't she just say it's about, I guess because she didn't want him to go confront Gary or anything like that. But Hayden kept telling Gary he wanted him to help get him a managing partner. He wanted him to use his influence or whatever. So Gary, a part of I couldn't work there. So Gary, I guess that's what we seen. I think it was last season or the season before last with the whole Robin situation. So Gary over here do business with these people or whatever, and he wants him to use his influence. Why would you want him to use his influence if they already investigate him? What would his word or his influence do if he already being investigated by the FBI? That don't really make a lot of sense. So Miss Lisa and Pam end up calling Karen on her stuff, calling her judgment. Then later in the episode, Danny said the same thing. I was like, yeah, they finna separate. They finna separate. But they did say this season all the girls supposed to act more like sisters or whatever, like friends and be there for each other. So we'll see. Because they still supposed to be, they show, when Sabrina's saying that she gonna freeze her eggs, they show her, Karen and Andy. I don't know if Danny gonna be there because I didn't see her. But yeah, Miss Lisa was talking to Karen and telling her, because they was talking about Trey, she assumed he wasn't in school or he didn't go to school. Why I keep saying in school? He said he graduated, right? But yeah, she was saying that she can't be judgmental. Then she started talking about if she's such a bougie or whatever. I know I can't understand my own handwriting. She said if she's so bougie, how she end up pregnant by Zach. I said, look, they keep dragging it, y'all. They doing it for a reason. Zach ain't the daddy. Zach ain't the daddy. That's why they keep saying it, and they just so happen to put in that apparently Karen sleep around. We ain't see that. Come on now. I mean, we knew about Aaron and Zach, and she was with both of them. But some random dude, some people saying it's going to be Gary. I said, ooh, if she did that, she fouled in the mud. But yeah, a lot of people, again, are speculating that it's going to be somebody new, somebody we least expect, and it's going to be a shocker. So we'll see. I like, I don't know. We just got to wait and see. But yeah, Zach said he want to be sure that he don't want to fall in love with the child only to find out it's not his. So Danny was saying how it's low to ask Karen for a DNA test while she struggling, she's single, she trying to get a shop out the ground and all this other stuff, get her shop together. I say, why I keep saying the same thing? Why they acting like we didn't notice that she needed a DNA test? Is it because they knew they did one last season? Well, she did one last season, allegedly. We don't know. We didn't see her. We didn't see her get no doggone DNA test. We seen her with that blank sheet of paper, though. I thought Danny was going to speak on that, but she didn't. Miss Lisa also told Karen, she tends to be guarded because of everything she went through with Zach and everything. And she said everybody that comes through the door or whatever is not going to be like Zach. It's not going to be like Zach or whatever. Then Danny conflicted because she friends with, and she cool with Fatima, and she friends with Zach and Karen or whatever. Because then she flipped it, and she was like, basically telling him he should go get a DNA test. She likes Fatima. She deserved to know. And the conversation she had about Fatima and Karen with Tony, I was like, oh my goodness, are they finna separate and not be friends? I mean, somebody was saying how they wasn't really friends to begin with. And at the beginning of this series, we did see that because Sabrina and Danny told them that they more so best friends with each other than they is with them because they leave them out. But yeah, Danny was like, she liked Fatima, she deserves to know or whatever. She said go to Karen and demanded in that test, and this man went in there showing his behind already. We ain't even seen it fully. They waited to get to the end of I didn't expect that to be the cliffhanger or whatever. But yeah, she said go to Karen, demand a DNA test or whatever. Um, this is the part that got me. This is one of the parts that I was like, they finna get ready to make it somebody else, because suddenly Danny started talking about how Karen was in college. Did she say something about them being on the yard? Don't that mean they was in a sorority? I about to say fraternity, in a sorority or something like that. I think that's what it's called when they said they was on the yard, right? I don't know. But yeah, she started talking about, so she basically saying she was wild in college. I said, what they got to do? See, I said, see, y'all right. Y'all was saying it, and that's what it looked like they going with. Fatima went in Hayden office. No, before she went in it. Yeah, she went in his office and she was like, she seen him on the phone. She answered him. He ain't sleep. She knows he want to be partner, but that position belongs to Andy or whatever. So she said, if you do anything shady to mess with Andy getting partner, I'm gonna have your kneecaps broken. I said, oh my goodness. She said she gonna have both of his kneecaps broken, and told him the last butt whooping he got ain't gonna be nothing compared to what he gonna get. And I was just wondering, I was like, is we gonna see Maurice this episode? And we did, and he still do what he do. It wasn't too bad as like before, but yeah, he do what he do, talk about her friends and insult her friends and all that. So ain't no improvement there yet. We just gotta wait and see if he gets his own storyline too. But yeah, they started talking about Rich not wanting kids, and Maurice said he don't want no kids either, or whatever. But she was like, I always wanted to be a mother. And I said, well, if it's bothering you that much, you need to be telling Rich this stuff. You need to be talking to him about it. Matter of fact, they just talk, and she was like, she willing to see where it goes. You just spoke your truth to Maurice. Now Zach and Fatima ain't the only one that need to learn how to communicate. You spoke your truth to Maurice. You need to be speaking your truth to Rich instead. Penelope heard Gary on the phone or whatever, but she pretended like it was okay. She was like, it's okay or whatever. Then she was like, we can't keep going on like this when I'm carrying your child. I said, wait. I said, was she not as far as long as she thought? Wasn't she supposed to be like 7 months, and it's 3 months later? So that'll make 10 months. I know they said that sometimes, because I know this YouTuber, she was pregnant for 10 months or whatever. So is it one of those situations or what? Or what? But yeah, Hayden wants Gary to help neutralize Fatima as well. And he was like, no, he's trying to focus on her boss. Ain't Andy her boss? Yeah, I think so. So then he brings up mobsters and all this stuff. I said, so he knows about Fatima's cousin. He know about cousin. I said, duh, I forgot. Y'all know I be forgetting. Remember when Gary came and presented that photo to my son, that's Fatima's cousin and all this stuff? I forgot about that. But yeah, Penelope started looking for something. She said, I gotta find something to help keep Gary away from her baby or whatever. Then she found a passport. And she was like, she said something. And I said, what is it? I said, speak. I said, speak. I hate when they leave us in suspense. But yeah, she ended up, I guess I might as well say that part. She ended up calling Andy and telling her what she found. Said he living a double life. I mean, we knew that he living a triple life, but we didn't know about the whole name thing. I'm like, say his name. Come on. I said, is they waiting to tell us what his name is so we could be like, wait a minute, that name sound familiar. Like, where's the name? Or is they trying to tie it to a different storyline or what? But yeah, she found a passport, and I said, what did it say though? And I'm gonna skip to that part. She said a whole different name, and she was like, should she take it? And Andy was like, no, because he gonna notice it's gone. Just take a picture of it and send it to me. And I was like, why she didn't tell Jordan? I'm guessing because she didn't want him to say anything. But on next week's episode, look, and I'm gonna drop a video on there probably in the morning. But I think they said something about they're gonna be looking into Jordan or trying to find a story. Something about somebody assistant. Somebody sleeping with somebody assistant or was sleeping with somebody assistant. Zach ended up calling Fatima. He ends up telling Fatima he no longer has doubts. Fatima tells her, she was saying, can I ask what helped change your mind? He's talking about, so you did, of course. And she started smiling and stuff. I said, liar. But Danny and Tony was talking about Karen, and she said Karen isn't easy to be friends with, but Fatima is. She's like, but Fatima on the other hand, or whatever is, and everything. So Tony asked if it was possible to be Karen's friend and still be cool with Fatima. And y'all know I've been speaking on that. I was like, I don't have no problem with them being cordial and all that, but if you're going to continue to be friends, y'all over here talking too much. You telling one, you'll tell this one that, and you'll tell this one. How you going to be friends with each other? And y'all got this whole little situation going on. Y'all don't know what to share with anybody. I don't even know if I'm explaining it right, but I'm trying to say, you know how Andy was. She'll be, oh, I can't talk about that. But then she slip up and start talking about it. So how all y'all gonna be friends if, look, Karen and Zach got this going on, Karen and Fatima got this going on, you friends with Karen, you trying to be cool with Fatima, y'all back and forth, nobody got time to be in no mess. And that's exactly what it's gonna be. But it looks like Danny and done went over there. That's why they say betrayal, I guess. When it comes to that, I still don't understand because we knew they needed a DNA test. Why they acting like this is some news or something? But I was wrong when I said that. I said I think that the whole child support conversation was gonna happen after Zach goes to have a conversation with her. No, it happened before that, and we didn't even get to the whole conversation or whatever. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Why you got to go in there showing out on her grand opening at that? Talking to us, you gonna make it more harder. Especially like, I mean, based on the hints and the foreshadowing, he ain't the father. I think they just confirmed that, but I don't know yet. But yeah, Karen worried about her debt. Pam tells her Zach has to help. Once the baby here, he'll have no choice but to come up off that child support check. And I said, really? Why you gonna hype her head up? He already tried to help. He tried to help. And then what's crazy is what made her not sign in the first place, because Zach went and showed, well, part of why she didn't sign it was because Zach went in there showing his behind at their restaurant or whatever. Another part of it is because she seen that things wasn't as squeaky clean with Aaron over there. But yeah, I had wrote down looked like everyone pulling away from Karen, because Danny was saying basically she's sick of her. She's sick of her. But I was like, why they didn't do that seasons ago when Karen was being Karen or whatever? Now she's settling down or whatever, and then now they want to bring it up. Well, I guess I could answer my own question because it's new writers. It's new writers. But yeah, I already talked about Penelope telling Andy Gary living a double life. Tony tell Danny she must be fed up with her homegirl. And she was talking about how Karen judgmental. And everybody keeps saying that. I said, everybody keeps saying it. But he tells her, he said, I understand if you want to take the day off and be there for your hunger. That's how, remember that scene, what was the scene? Was it Medea Goes to Jail? If y'all watch Medea Goes to Jail. When they was like, they came in there, they turned the TV off. And they was like, they called out all the names of the inmates that could go free. And they called Medea's name. And she ran up out, she went and got her empty suit. What was that? A pillowcase or something? She, girl, I need to go back and look at that. But y'all know I ain't going back and look at nothing. But remember how she ran out fast? That reminded me of Danny. She said, you ain't have to say nothing. All you said is a word. What they said, you ain't said nothing but a word. Danny was up out of there. Before he could even finish, she said, that's all I need. She probably ain't going over there with Karen it. She finna go home. But now we get to the last part, Zach. So Zach walk in there, and as soon as he walk in there, he starts talking to us. Oh, Lord, it's going to be a whole little situation. Now she going to say, remember how she said the girls wasn't focused on her or whatever? Now he done came in there showing that, telling my son, well, he said, this nice. He should have burned, the other one should have burned there. I said, how you talking to us? The way you don't act the fool because you thought she was gone, and now you want to talk to us because Danny don't hype your head up. Look, what's even crazier, aside from the fact that everybody acting like, we didn't know that a DNA test was needed. Pam over here got her mouth open. What you got your mouth open for? We already knew. I guess because Karen been studying over here. This is Zach's child. This is Zach's child. Whatever. I said, yeah, it's gonna be something. Somebody knew. Somebody we least suspect or something. Because why would they go mentioning Karen was this and that in college and all this stuff? And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now what she said, do y'all think this was a betrayal? Talking about how she was in college? What they got to do with it now? What y'all think? I mean, we all can agree. They need to go on finish this. Go on wrap this up by next week. No, they ain't going to have it that fast probably. But yeah, overall, it was okay episode. But I'm ready to get this DNA test storyline over with. And I want to know who Gary, what's his name? What was the name on the doggone passport? Well, yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a great night and be safe.